Three, two, one. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Thoughts, Feelings, Emotions, the newest, greatest podcast ever created. I am your host, Daniel Frankham, also known as Frankenstein, and I am here with my illustrious guest, Dan Weller. Say hello.
Hi. How you doing? Everything's good.
You sound delighted. What
I
have you
am.
been up
Happy
to
to
this
hear.
week?
So this week I've been watching The Boys.
Mhm.
I binge watched season 1 and season 2 so I could watch the final.
Yep, and we'll be
What have
talking
you been?
about that a bit later.
What have you been doing?
I've been playing Destiny again, the first one, just because I was like, I want to play the second one, but I'm waiting for the DLCs and everything to come out, so I just went back to the old one, and I'm still great at it. I still love that fucking game. I'm just amazed by it. It's great. I love it. It's one of the best shooters ever, and I'm disappointed that they didn't meld it into the second one, but they are now, so that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
I've also been listening to the same songs over and over again, because why the fuck not? There was an Among Us song that came out by Nerd Out on YouTube, and it's quite good. It's like called Imposter Imperceptible, I think, and it was just quite a fun Among Us song that was quite cool. And then I've been listening to I Can Feel Alive by Rehab and Arizona on SoundCloud, and those are two of the songs that I've been listening to this week.
It sounds kind of mental. I want to listen to that song now.
What, the Among Us one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll send you the link later on. It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of fun. It's just you got to watch the video because it's all animated and shit, and it was they put a lot of effort in it for how long. Like
Mad.
there was quick turnaround because Among Us was like 2 weeks ago. They did it in like a week after it like proper hit off. And they've already got like an hour-long version of it where you can just it's just on repeat.
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah,
Monday.
and I was just listening to that version on repeat for quite a while because I was just like, this song's pretty decent. It's got like a banging tune. But yeah, that's about it really for what I've been doing. I tried to play a bit more of the Marvel's Avengers game, but I just kind of dropped off again. And then what else? Nothing really. Again, I watched The Boys as well, and we'll get into that later on. But we have new topics and new headlines and everything to go into. So we've got Why Does This Exist coming up? And I have two things for this. One, Alita Battle Angel has been in the news again because apparently James Cameron's putting it back into cinemas. And because of a fan petition to get Alita back into the cinemas, and I don't understand why this movie has any sort of a following. It is absolute garbage.
I thought you'd be absolutely thrilled.
No, fuck this movie. It comes back into theaters October 30th, but ha 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 ha, cinemas are shutting down, at least in the UK and in America.
Yeah, mad.
Yeah, because Cineworld has decided as of Friday to shut down its cinemas again because they're losing more money than they're earning. And,
I mean, it does make sense. Why would you have cinemas open for no films?
Yeah, also that every movie is being delayed. That is also a headliner because we basically might as well move into headliners. Every movie is delayed. Back to why does this exist?
Well,
that was terrible. Anyway, yeah, I hate that movie. I never want that movie to be in cinemas again. I never want that movie to get a sequel. It's absolute garbage. Somehow it made 404 million globally and 85 domestically in America, and its budget was 170 million. So, and it's got
that sounds brilliant.
and it was sitting at 61% on Rotten Tomatoes, and for some odd reason, by critics and a 92% by audiences. Fuck audiences don't know what the fuck they want. And
It's such a good film. I don't know why I don't like it.
It's such garbage. Maybe one day we'll talk about why it's garbage. But for now, we're going to move on to the second topic of why does this exist. The British Army has released footage of their drone with a shotgun.
If life couldn't get any more threatening, it just has.
And they've partnered with Amazon for their home security devices.
Oh, I guess where we found a use for the Ring doorbell.
Yep, there we go. Last week's topic of why does this exist has found its purpose. To carry shotguns.
Just put it into someone's room and just. Well, I'll be good in America. Get the Ring doorbell out. That's it.
Yeah.
Get a shotgun attached to it. There you go. Get out of my house.
Right. Anyway, that was why does this exist for this week? Because there's not much in. Let's move into headliners. Doctor Strange is joining Spider-Man 3 as a mentor role, apparently. I don't know why Spider-Man keeps needing mentors, but, you know, why not?
He's a kid. He needs mentors.
Pretty much. Razer has announced that they're doing a credit card, and the only notable thing about that is it's got an LED on it.
Yeah, I don't
because it's
understand.
Razer, and why the hell not?
Well, yeah. Do you know what? What I don't have a credit card, my LED.
Yep.
Fix my life.
There are
All
some
my
really
problems.
weird ones. I know I have an Amazon one. Amazon has a credit card. I know Sony in America has one where you can get a Sony credit card, and if you rack up points on it, you get PlayStation Store credits.
Just a way of making money.
Yeah. I expect Microsoft to bring out one soon, if they don't have one already. We've also got COD is too big to fit on a 250 gig SSD on PCs.
Absolutely mental.
Because apparently on the Battle.net website, you can't choose what you download. You just have to download the entire thing, whereas on consoles, you can pick and choose, sort of.
Yeah.
Which amazes me. I played COD recently, and I still hate it.
That was so funny.
It's so boring.
No, it was so funny. We're playing the games, and then you download the one pack, took 20 minutes. You're like, okay, I can play it now. Oh, there's another pack downloading.
Yep, it's stupid. I hate how COD does it on consoles, and I hate how COD does it on PCs as well.
You just hate COD.
It was such bullshit because I downloaded the update where it's on the PlayStation, and then I open up the game and it goes, "Oh, you don't have these battle packs," and I'm like, "Why don't they download when I download the update for the game?" Oh, I'll download them. 40 minutes. Great. Okay, I wait 40 minutes. Downloads it. Oh, you don't have this battle pack. Fuck off. And then I download that one. 40 minutes. And it's like, I want to play this fucking game, and then I play this game, and it's still shit.
That's a great game. You just died. You just sat in a corner and camped a shotgun.
Yes, because that's how I play COD.
Brilliant.
Anyway, no, I was just bored, and I couldn't be asked to play. I went and got food whilst everyone else was playing, and I just sat in a container, and then when people walked by me, I just shotgunned them. And then everyone started picking on my strategy and started throwing flame Molotov cocktails in my little hut, and I was just
I think it was a thermite that killed you in the end.
Yeah, it was probably a thermite. Whatever the fire ones are. And people just started trying to kill me. But I got 3 people in a row, and that was all I needed, and then I left.
Ta-da! I've completed my mission for today.
But yeah. Although I was enjoying what was we were playing earlier?
Rogue Company.
Rogue Company. That's a lot of fun. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, that's quite good. I'm not very good at it. Not surprised.
No, you just don't know how to fucking change camera angle, which is annoying.
It's too many buttons.
Yeah, well, you were playing on PC, which seems to be a lot of buttons. PS4 is a lot easier. Anyway, moving on to the next headliner. Nvidia's supercomputer, which they're using as their sort of leverage over the British government to get their ARMS deal, which is like a 40 billion purchase of ARMS, which is a manufacturer of computer chips and smartphone chips. And it's like the people who own Snapdragon, I'm pretty sure.
They don't own Snapdragon, but Snapdragon use them to make all the chips.
Yeah.
Everyone uses ARM.
Yeah, everyone uses ARM, so it's like the big thing. But the British government's kind of sort of going, we don't really want an American company to own a British company and move all of the British people over, or all of the manufacturing stuff to America. And so this is sort of Nvidia's way of going, we'll pay you 40 million for a supercomputer for healthcare, but we want to also pay 40 billion to buy this company so we can sort of scoop it up, and here's some sweet little bribe to give you. But that's the only thing I think it's really used for. And that's basically it for what I had for headliners that interested me this week. Also, Donald Trump's got COVID-19, and Mike Pence had a fly on his head. Yeah. That's about it, really. That's all the stuff I could think of that I actually wanted to talk about.
There wasn't much of the week, really.
No, it's been kind of a dull one. Last week was immense in terms of news. This
Yeah,
week's
there's so
been
much
kind of
topic.
yeah, and we didn't even get to most of them last week. We should have just
No.
done that. But
Yeah.
anyway, there's been a delay dilemma, which is a new topic I wanted to add. Every movie has been delayed. You can Google them.
There's too
I'm
many,
not your
too much.
mum. I'm not your news outlet. I could be. Maybe later on in life, but
Not tonight.
not tonight. We spent
find out
way
yourself.
too long trying to set all of this up for me to spend about 20 minutes just naming every movie that's been delayed. I know that Batman's been delayed. I know that the Flash has been delayed. I know that Dune's got delayed because
Bond's
Wonder
been
Woman
delayed.
pushed it. Batman's been delayed to 2022. Most DC stuff. I know Fast and Furious has been pushed back to avoid James Bond. All of that. Every movie's been delayed. That's I still can't say it.
The delay dilemma.
Thank you. Fucking hell, my brain is cooked.
I think the dilemma is the fact that
I
it's
can't
push
say it.
every other movie back as well for all
Yeah.
the studios. That's the dilemma.
Well, that's the thing. If studios live to 2021, they're gonna have so many movies that they'll make all their money back, but they just have to live. They're just crawling to movies being out. Because the only movies that I know are still left in. I think Disney's new film Soul has been announced that it's just going straight to Disney Plus for free, which was meant
really?
to be. Yeah, apparently that's a thing.
Is it not going to like the exclusive Disney Plus?
No, apparently they're just straight up making it for free.
Oh, all right,
Yeah,
fine.
didn't even know that. Apparently the Mulan thing didn't work, and maybe I still don't think they'll ever do Black Widow, even though I think they should. But yeah,
It's too much money, isn't it?
well,
They'll lose
yeah,
way too much money.
I guess Pixar isn't. There's like a surefire hit, even if they don't. It's a kids thing. It will bring parents in, so I'm guessing they'll just get more from the subscriptions
Yeah.
rather than people buying Mulan, which wasn't really anyone's.
Was it like 30 quid?
I think it was 30 quid in America. I think it was like 20 or something. 50.
Oh,
I
expensive.
didn't buy
One
it.
film.
It comes out for free next month, I'm pretty sure. On Disney.
Yeah, I
That's why I
yeah.
didn't buy it, because I was like, well, apparently it's coming out for free on Disney Plus next month. So it's just like, well, there's no point buying it really if it comes out for free.
When does Mandalorian come out?
That's a good question. I think end of October.
I'm looking forward to that.
It's either end of October or November. Mandalorian season 2 is October 30th.
Oh, I can't wait for that. 20 days.
And this time we get to watch it in the UK on the same day, not 6 months later.
There's so much content coming out in 2 weeks' time. Like, in the space of 2 weeks.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff I want to do.
Yeah. The only one I'm thinking of is WandaVision and The Mandalorian. Those are the only ones I can think of this coming out recently.
Well, I mean, generically. So you got so the Mandalorian, WandaVision, the Watch Dogs game I want to get. You got the Destiny 2 DLC coming out,
Oh,
and then you
the
got
Destiny
COD coming out as well.
Yeah, I'm not getting the COD. I can't be asked to get the new COD until it's like dirt cheap. Especially now that it's next gen. That's the thing. Next gen consoles are coming out, baby. I've got to get my new 8K TV. All that.
How much pay for that 8K TV?
Well, it's a lovely deal that I'm getting. I'm paying about $2,000 for the TV on a monthly payment service. I'm then going to get £500 off of that already. So it was around $2,500. It's now $2,000. If I buy a surround sound, like a sound bar with it, I get the sound bar, like 500 quid off the sound bar. So I'm getting like a £700 sound bar for about £100 or £200. Then I also get a Galaxy Z Flip phone for free if I buy an 8K TV from Samsung or one of their retailers. So I'm getting about $4,000 worth of stuff for about 2.5.
Absolutely mental.
Yeah. I'm going to be very, very poor, but also very, very happy when I get my PlayStation 5 and can watch it on a 8K TV with a sound bar and then have no time to ever play it.
You're actually one of the worst persons I know for spending money.
Oh, I'm a tech whore. I can't afford drugs because I buy tech.
Here's your drugs.
My
Get this
mother
name
has
buzzed.
literally told me about her friends going, like her friends' kids having drug problems and stuff, and I've just gone, Mother, don't worry about me. I can't buy drugs. I'm
I'm too
too
poor.
poor from buying tech.
Oh my goodness. Thing is,
Yeah,
you bought an 8K TV, and that
I'm
PS5
buying an 8K.
never gonna run 8K.
No, but I need it for 4K. That's just I don't because it's
I love
the
your
deal.
logic.
The deal is only, and also I can future proof myself at some
I
stage.
bought an 8K TV so I could play 4K.
Well, I'll eventually be able to watch 8K YouTube videos if YouTube ever does 8K. I'm future proofing myself, Dan.
Yeah.
The world will become 8K.
Oh.
Also, it's basically a lot cheaper to buy an 8K TV than it is to buy a 4K TV for some reason.
No, it isn't. 4K is so cheap.
Nah.
I bought mine for 300 quid.
Nah. Let me live in my world of fantasy, Dan. Let me live in the world of fantasy.
I don't know how much a 4K 120 hertz is.
Oh yeah, that's the big difference. That's why I wanted it. It's 120 hertz.
Yeah,
And I can split screen.
That'd be the
and
big
shit.
thing.
I can split screen all my stuff, so I can watch YouTube whilst also gaming. I also might go 65. I'm not sure, so I might spend another 500 quid on a 65-inch rather than a 55. I'm not sure.
How much is it? £100 more.
500 quid more.
£500? Nah, mate, that's too much.
For 10 more inches, Dan. Think of all the women I can please with that.
Size doesn't matter.
Well, for you maybe, but for me, it does. I gotta have a big, thick TV. No, thin and floppy.
A big, fat, black TV.
Yep, big black and matches the wall. I don't know what the fuck that means. Big black and matches the wall. That does not mean
It needs
anything.
to match the wall.
It's too late in the day to do this.
Oh, mental.
We're recording at 10. We started at 10. It's now 10:18, and my brain is fried.
Well, we were supposed to record it at 3:30, and then it was delayed by like 2 hours, and got delayed
because
again.
we decided to be sociable and actually hang out with our friends, and rather than do a podcast. And then we decided, oh, okay, we'll stop being sociable and we'll come on. And then we had tech problems for about 4 hours. And then we went, we gotta just kind of commit.
Yeah, I'm kind of busy the next few days, so
Yeah,
now.
I've got to get this out by Monday, and I've got to edit. And we've because last week you may have noticed that our audio is absolute garbage. So we're hoping that we fixed that now. We're on a different platform. We stopped using Discord. We're now using Google Duo. And I'm using different settings on my recording software to hopefully make it so that there's no background noise and I don't have to edit it all out.
Yep, and we now have cameras so we can see when we stop talking.
Yeah, because for some odd reason we didn't think that was a thing we needed to do last time.
Yeah,
And we've been trying to fucking figure out, because Dan doesn't have a webcam, so we've had to fucking figure out how to do phones and then use other fucking Google documents on fucking web browsers, and it's just been a nightmare. I hope you appreciate the effort we go to bring this terrible podcast that can't be asked to read out every news.
Clearly.
Yeah, we're the greatest fucking web podcast in the world because we put so much effort into our podcast. Shall we fucking talk about The Boys?
Right,
The
so the
entire
big
reason
topic this
anyone
week-
wants to do.
The big topic this week is The Boys. We both finished watching season 2, and it is a matters of a show.
Great show. It's one of my favorite shows of all time, probably. I really want season 3 to come out. Like, I know it's going to be a year before it is, but fucking hell, it's such a good show.
Yeah. And if you haven't seen it, and you're going to, don't continue watching the podcast. It's going to be filled with spoilers.
Yeah. I
Don't
mean,
even come back.
I'm going to
It's gonna
put
be
spoilers in the
podcast.
heading for this podcast episode. And I mean, if you're dumb and you want to watch or listen, or you don't care, by all means, continue. But you have been warned. Spoilers. Can you believe
Yep.
Homeland is gay?
Yeah, I know, it's meant to.
Yep. Well, that went nowhere. That fucking went nowhere. Oh, should we just?
Right, yeah.
My
So
head,
season 1 started off with Black Noir.
season
No, wait,
one,
Noir?
season 2.
Oh, season 2.
I mean, I don't remember season 1 enough to talk about it. It's been
We were going to talk about it.
well, Dan recently watched it, but I couldn't be asked to rewatch it, so we decided that we'll just focus on season 2.
Yeah.
And because this podcast, well, did exist but didn't exist at the same time because I started this podcast in 2018.
It just died.
And then
But you know what? Let's bring it back.
Yeah, I thought I'd bring it back a year and a half later. Oh, by the way, my holiday went great. That was the last thing I did.
Is that what it said? You can do a holiday.
Yeah, my roundup, I think, was that I was going on holiday. And then I was meant to come back after the 2 weeks I was off. And then I just never did. And then the last...
You died.
Yeah,
You died on
I
holiday.
died. But yeah, that was it. So yeah, let's fucking get into the boys because, my god, this is a mess.
Yeah. We did start off organising the list.
Yeah,
what
you can
happened
tell
when.
how much effort we've put into this.
Halfway through, we were like, there's way too much stuff and we couldn't be bothered, so it's going to be a bit jambled. Jambled? That's a new
Jambled?
word.
That's a
It's
new,
gonna be
that's a
jambled
fun word.
towards the end.
Everyone's jambled.
Oh,
Yeah, so we're just going to sort of bullet point what we liked, what we didn't. Well, I don't know if you have any points that you didn't like.
nah,
do you
the
wanna
show's
start-
brilliant.
Yeah. I had
Yeah.
I had a couple issues with pacing. It just seemed to dart around a bit too much.
That's true. The church bit was a bit weird.
I like
Every
the
time the
church.
church
I like
came
the I like the church. I love the fresco bit.
Yeah, the wife bit. They just kept cutting to the interviewing the wife.
yeah.
That was really
Yeah,
kind of odd.
I was kind of confused that they tried to redeem the Deep. That was
Yeah.
the thing because he was a horrible fucking character in the last season because he was a rapist.
Yeah.
And then they're sort of trying. I don't know if they're trying to redeem him. I think they're trying to make fun of the fact that he's trying to redeem himself and he's an irredeemable character. Because but he does have one of the best scenes in the fucking show because he just has that whale where it just plows into the whale and he's just riding it and he's like,
yeah.
they're gonna stop, right? They're gonna stop, and Bully Butcher's just like, nah, fuck him, and just drives straight into the fucking whale.
And then you see everyone just crawling out the whale and
And
covered in
Huey
whale
just,
guts.
just decides, nah, I don't have anything to live for anymore.
No, I just can't stay here. Die.
Take a nap, and then Mother's Milk comes in and just kind of convinces him,
He was like, if you're staying here, I'm staying here too. And he goes, oh, for
fuck's sake, I care about you. You can't die. You have a wife and kids. I'm glad he got to see his wife and kids at the end.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, because I was like,
What is his wife? He just a kid. His wife was mad at him, probably. His wife probably beating up. after.
I imagine his wife was just like, why the fuck are you back, boy?
It's like, you got rid of us for this.
You're a
And what
wanted
did you
criminal.
achieve? Nothing.
Mm.
Nothing happened.
Yeah,
They're still out there.
They didn't seem to have many consequences for their actions because they were just kind of like they were international terrorists, but they were just kind of like walking around the streets and no one sort of noticed them. There was a lot of that. They were on the subway. They had the classic Marvel disguise where they were just wearing a hoodie, and it was like hoodies, glasses, and and a hat. That's your Marvel disguise.
Makes you invisible.
Yep, no one notices you. Even if you're one of the most attractive women in the world, no one notices you. You have billboards plastered all around the city, and no one notices you if you have your hair tied up in a bun or like a ponytail.
She never covers her face out in public.
No, that is 2020. She's got to fucking worry about the coronavirus. She should be wearing a mask.
Why not wear a mask, woman?
Yeah, god damn it. You can tell. It's a terrible show. Let's just never talk about it again.
What are we going to do for the rest of the podcast then?
Oh fuck, let's change that. Scrap it. Let's go. Fuck. Oh, fucking hell. It's too late. We should never record at 10.
I don't know. It might make for a brilliant podcast.
Yeah, I guess. The way we were going, we were probably going to end up recording at 12. That would have been worse. Fuck, right, I forgot about... Yeah, I'm just looking at our notes on this, and I'm like, the Homelander drinking the mum's milk thing, or the old CEO woman, I can't remember her name.
So weird. Like, there's two weird things about that. One, you're drinking the milk. Two, that's like months old.
Yeah.
He's what?
Yeah, you had a
Drinking like
problem.
2-month-old breast
You had a
milk.
problem with me drinking milk that was about 4 hours old. I can't believe how fucking grossed out
Why
you
are
would
you
have
drinking
been.
milk that's 4 hours old? Just left out in a warm room. You're just drinking
It's
it.
fine. It was fine. I didn't die. I may die later on, but it was fine. Yeah. That dude is such a good actor though, Anthony Starr. I was there was a post on Twitter that I saw that was a mock-up of him as Two-Face for Batman. And I was just thinking that is the perfect casting. If they ever do Two-Face in a DC movie, that dude is the perfect casting for Two-Face.
Yeah,
Cuz
he's a very good villain.
yeah, he's fucking terrifying. He just plays creepy, like homicidal maniac so well.
It's the eyes.
I think it's just a lot of things he can do. He does
It's
so
just like
much.
he stares into your soul.
Yeah, he's just he's terrifying. Like every time he's on screen and he's got that and he's with the kid, I'm just like, are you gonna snap and just kill the kid at some stage?
I was kind of expecting that.
Well, when he
When,
pushed the kid off the roof, I was just like, please tell me the kid's dead and that's just it. That would have been fucking great.
When Ryan killed Becca and Storm, well, I think killed Stormfront.
Yeah, I'm curious if they'll bring Stormfront back as like a
She's gonna be bringing War back.
Yeah, I didn't know this, but apparently she's a they gender bended her from the comics. Apparently it's a dude.
Is it?
Yeah, apparently in the comics it's a dude. I didn't know that, but I was just like, oh, that makes everyone hates women. Why not?
Everyone hates Nazi women.
Yeah. Oh, that was great. I love that when they just revealed it and she just fucking panics, just goes to the tower, and it's just like, we're fine with all of this shit, she said, but she's a Nazi. We don't like Nazis. It's just, I love that leap and it's just like Homelander's kissing a Nazi, and it's just like no one's gonna talk about the fact that Homelander was kissing a Nazi.
So I'm assuming in the comics it wasn't a Nazi either.
No. I think it was a comic. Nazis. I don't know. I've never read the comics. Someone who knows comics or knows the comics, please leave in the comments and tell me we're wrong.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see if it was. It's not in the comics. Anyway, the show thought, do you know what this show needs? Nazis.
I think it is in the comics. I don't think they've deviated too much. I know that they've changed some things from the comics, but I'm pretty sure it was.
It looks very similar. In all the character castings look quite similar.
I just think what we yeah, I think fucking hell, I'm looking at our notes and I'm just like limb regrowth guy, the gecko dude. That scene is just weird.
He's chopping off his arm.
Yeah.
And then he goes, oh yeah, I'll give you 1,000.
Yeah, 1,000 and you can cut off my dick, and it's just like, how much would I pay for someone to It's like, would I cut off someone's dick for $1,000 if I knew it would come back? Or if I didn't know it would come back? I don't know. This seems like a weird price to put on it. But he's so numb to it. He just doesn't care.
Surely he feels it. Maybe he just I
think he's just numb to it at this stage. I think because he feels a slight bit of, because you can see it in his face, he feels a slight thing, but you would be screaming if that was you. So I think he's just numb to it now.
Unless he's just done it so many times.
Yeah. Oh, I think he's been doing, because he's getting people to pay him, so he's just fucking straight up.
He's like, yeah, money, man.
Yeah. Let me have
Very
a look.
good.
You got anything from our notes?
CIA head exploding.
Yep, the first exploding head of the season.
Just having a conversation, her nose starts bleeding.
Did you think that was Stormfront to begin with? Because I thought it was Stormfront.
I thought that had something to do with it.
Yeah, because I was just like, that's got to be Stormfront, right? And
I started liking Stormfront at some point.
Yeah, but see, the ending has confused me because did you just say you started liking Stormfront?
At some point, yeah, before she was Nazi.
What, when she's first introduced on the fucking live stream and she's just talking like shit?
No, I don't like that bit, but I was like, I don't like it then. But when she kind of put Homelander in his place and stuff, and there's like, they're saying, to the studio directors, why are you accusing women of all that? I was like, you know what?
Yeah,
she's right.
Standing up for women's rights. Starlight
and then she became a Nazi.
Yeah, and they just go, well, she's a Nazi. I was like, she's gotta be something dodgy. And then I think I had a headline spoil it for me that she's a Nazi, and I was just like, God damn it. I hate it when fucking. This is why I have to watch all this shit when it comes out, because I'm like, lucky. I was like, thank fuck this show came out week to week, because I was like, if this had come out all at once, I wouldn't have been able to watch it, and I've just been like, no, I can't avoid the internet for fucking days trying to catch up on this.
I have been so lucky to avoid all spoilers of the show.
Yeah, I tried a lot hard. I only had the Stormfronts and Nazi spoiled for me, and Homelander's at the end. Homelander's face covered in blood is spoiled for me. So I was kind
That's not a big spoiler.
Yeah, but it kind of got me speculating as to whose blood that was, and it just turns out it's a bunch of Vault security guards. Fuck, he just slices those people. He has so many things where his laser eyes just slice through people. That scene where he's at the rally and he just, in his head, he's just like, I could just laser everyone here. And it's
mental.
It's just like me, because I was watching that with James. You know, our friend James.
What do you mean? Do I know James?
No, the audience doesn't know who James is.
What do you mean? Do I know James?
No, I was saying you know our friend James.
Oh, I said you know James. I was like, what? Oh, yeah.
Whatever. But yeah, James was around my house and we were watching that, and I was just like, we just went, what the fuck just happened? How are they gonna come back from this? And then it just cut to it's in his head, and we were just like, that makes way more sense. Because I really thought it was building to him just lasering everyone, and then it just has Dark Homelander for the rest of the series, and it's Billy Butcher trying to kill him as he's a homicidal maniac who's just killing everyone.
Oh, that could be cool though. They could do that next season.
Well, that's what I'm thinking they're going towards, because at the end he's just jacking off on the top of whatever building that is.
I feel like he might do. I mean, he's kind of lost everything.
Well, he's slowly losing his head because he's lost his son now, which was his sort of grip to reality, I guess, because he sort of cared about the kid, because he takes the kid away. Because he takes the kid away from the crowd of people when he starts having a panic attack. He tries to reach out to the kid, but then Stormfront sort of tries to fill his head with Nazi sort of alt-right mindset.
Yeah.
But
the scene when Stormfront said, "Oh, do you think we've got to make sure we get the COVID V,
Compound V,
Compound V?
Stop
right
mixing
people.
our realities.
Get the Compound V to the right people." And then, do you reckon she meant like white people? So,
oh yeah, 100%. She just meant white people, blonde hair, Stormfront, Homelander sort of shit.
Oh, I never even thought about that.
Yeah,
Homelander's
have you not realised Homelander blonde hair?
I never even realised that.
Why do you think she thinks he's perfect?
I never even got that connection. That's mental.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
The best thing is his hair seems to change quite a bit throughout the series because he's not a natural blonde. So you can sort of, when in certain scenes, you can see he's got really blonde hair, and then he's got sort of side bits where it's browning a bit because the dye's wearing off, and it just seems a bit disconnected, sort of bollocks.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell. Deep skill scene. That's crazy.
The Gills. That guy's voice has been in so many things as well.
Yeah, Patton Oswalt. He's in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as the twins. He's in a lot of stuff. Yeah, he's a very good actor.
Yeah. He was in Goldberg? He was a voiceover for the Goldbergs?
I never watched the Goldbergs. That show did not interest me at all.
I just seen it pop up on TV. I was like, I know that voice.
That show just seems weird to me because it's just like, where is it set? Like the 80s? And it's just like this kid's telling his story from the future in the past. Yeah. And it's just like, oh, this is how my life went. And I'm just like, I don't care about any of that.
I don't care about your life.
I've watched Malcolm in the Middle. That's all I need to watch. Oh, that's what I'm planning to watch because I fucking found out Malcolm in the Middle is now on Channel 4's app.
4 on demand?
Yeah, or their app on their phone. Yeah, 4 on demand.
Yeah.
I think it's just the Channel 4 app. Channel 4.
I don't know. I might change it.
I don't know. But that's on Channel 4, and that wasn't on there like a couple weeks ago, and I was trying to find Malcolm in the Middle because I was just like, I haven't watched Malcolm in the Middle in ages, and it's a good show. And I was just like, Frankie Muniz, what the fuck's he up to? Apparently he's like a musician.
And believe it or not, never watched Malcolm in the Middle.
Well, that's your homework. You've got to watch about 7 series of Malcolm in the Middle with ads.
I think I'm good, you know.
Oh, we could watch it week to week. We could do an episode. We could have a segment on our show called...
I've got so many other things to watch. I don't think Malcolm in the Middle is
I don't know. I rewatched all of Scrubs because Zach Braff and Donald Faison have a Scrubs rewatch show. And it's quite good. I quite enjoy it. and I just decided I'll rewatch all of Scrubs because that was on Channel 4, and I was just like, fuck it, why not? It's got all the original music because apparently if you watch it on some of the streaming services, they don't have the original music because of trademarks and copyright laws and all that bollocks because it's a 20-year-old show.
Yeah, because the world is great, you know.
Well, it's just because when they filmed the show, they didn't have streaming rights, so
that's true.
Because streaming wasn't around, so they didn't plan to ever have streaming. Fuck the star. Why have you written Starlander? You've confused Starlight and Homelander as one being.
Right, I'm late. It's tired.
Well, this was ages ago. Let me change that. Homelander and his mum. It's revealed that it's a shapeshifter, and then there's the shapeshifter where he changes into Homelander, and then he just sort of stabs his own neck, basically.
Yeah, it goes. It's pathetic.
It's.
I am not pathetic.
Yeah, I think they did a terrible job with the back of the head stunt double for that scene because I was just like, that's not Homelander. It's just the dude's body. They haven't really done anything of like the head re-merging because it's just like a dude, and it doesn't look anything like him from the back because if there's it just looked weird. But it's weird. It's just weird. It's just fucking weird.
Yeah. Oh, then when Stormfront snapped the neck of the terrorist as well.
Oh yeah, Kimiko. Fucking hell, she's been through a lot.
I got a poor girl.
She's great though. I fucking love. She doesn't say a word, and she's great. But I found out when I was googling it, she's Katana from Suicide Squad.
Is she?
Yeah, she's Katana from Suicide Squad. Also doesn't say a
What?
fucking word in that movie. Yeah, same actress.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wait, but isn't Katana in DC? Doesn't that woman actually talk in DC though?
I think she has one line where she's like, "My sword can kill people and steal their souls."
Honestly,
or is that the other dude who says that? I can't remember. I hate that movie. That movie's garbage. Thank fuck James Gunn is doing the new ones.
Yeah, it should do. I have hope for James Gunn.
Apparently, though, that there's talk that as well as the Snyder cut, they'll do the David Ayer cut of Suicide Squad. Because that
David Ayer?
Yeah, that's the director of Suicide Squad, the first one.
Right.
And
why are they doing a cut for him?
They might do because people.
He's already had a cut.
No, because you don't know the story of the Suicide Squads. Do you not know the Suicide Squad story?
No.
Basically, you know all the trailers that came out for Suicide Squad, where they progressively got more and more like music-y, and they had all the bright colors. Because the original one is kind of dark, and then it gets progressively more colorful.
Yeah.
They got the people who did cut the trailers together to cut the movie together to make it so that it fit the trailers.
Right.
So basically, they took away the directorial edit of David Ayer and gave it to the trailer company, who have never edited a movie before but edited trailers together. So that's why that movie is just trailer-heavy shit, where it's just like all these cuts and everything, and it's just crazy.
Oh.
Yeah,
so that's why it's terrible.
That and because David Ayer's not the greatest director in the world, and the characters are absolute dog shit.
I have hope for James Gunn.
Yeah, I don't know why they're doing a John Cena's character from Suicide Squad TV series. It seems weird. I don't know why that's a thing. But yeah, same character from Kimiko is the same character from Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Katana. But also very good actress with her face.
Yeah. And just before that scene, Homelander's trying to kill off Huey, make Starlight kill Huey.
Yeah, that was intense. And then there's...
I was like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Could it happen?
Because he's kind of accepting death at that moment. Because he's like suicide. Because he's just like, I don't care. I'm going to sit in this whale, and if they come and kill me, they'll come and kill me. And then it's like he's been trying to contact... Because they're broken up at this point.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that he lied to her and all of that about why they're trying to be together, basically, from the season 1. And then, even though he sort of saves A-Tray's life and stuff, they just kind of aren't together. And then it's them... Is it them trying... Is it just that's the first time that they've seen each other?
No, the first time they seen each other was right at the first episode on the subway,
Right. Yeah.
where Huey's trying to get her to get Compound V.
Yeah. And then it's does she get Compound V before?
She does get Compound
Yeah,
V.
she gets Compound V before that, doesn't she? Yeah.
Yes, she does. I think as
Yeah,
they're coming out, they get.
because they have the A Train
No, because
confrontation.
on the boat scene beforehand, they show the reveal of everyone seeing, like on the yacht.
Oh, yeah, you're
Everyone
right. Yeah, they
reviews
do.
it.
Yeah. So much happens. It's just cramped with good stuff. Because you have the Halloween store shootout where they're trying to catch Kimiko's brother before you
Yeah,
have the boat scene.
and then
Uh,
Butcher shoots Kimiko's brother, or tries to shoot him, and then Kimiko runs away. Is like, oh no, he's trying to kill. And then she finds out that he's a terrorist.
yeah, well,
The
yeah.
Rising Sun,
Well,
I believe it's called.
yeah, Rising Sun or whatever. And then you have, oh yeah, is it this? Yeah, because you get the fucking at the beginning of the first episode of season 1, you get Black Noir's killing the terrorist, where he just cuts off the dude's head,
Yeah,
and then
and you see his body kind of scorched. It's like loads of scorch marks. Like,
yeah, and then you get him going into that room with the kid and just having the head, and then picking up the teddy bear and just shaking it at the kid. And it's just
yeah,
what is Black Noir? Black Noir's sick.
I think he seems like a nice guy. He doesn't seem that bad.
Yeah, he's trying to console the kid. No, and then he's just. But then you have the Black Noir with Billy Butcher's house or his aunt's house. Is it his aunt?
Yeah, at
Uh,
that point, isn't like
and then it's the
Billy
Home
Butcher
Alone.
death as well, isn't he?
You what?
Isn't Billy Butcher accepting death at that point as well?
Yeah, because he's met Becca at this point. Oh yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
Billy Butcher meets Becca, and Becca doesn't want to leave with him because of the kid.
Yeah, because
No,
Butcher would just kill the kid.
Yeah, she thinks that Billy won't accept the kid and will try and get him to take her away. I was so unsure at the end of the season 8, episode 8, whether or not he was just gonna kill the kid after he killed Becca by accident. Because there's that
Yeah.
shot on his face where he's just got blood in his. He's like just got blood.
Yeah,
He's-
it's that stare in it. He had the
Yeah.
same stare at Starlight and Homeland as well.
And Stormfront whenever she's a black person.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's deep, like angry stare, and then he picks up the crowbar and just turns around, and then Homelander comes in, and it's just like covered in blood, and then he sees Stormfront on the ground, just cut to pieces, burnt to a crisp, speaking German. I really want someone to translate that. I need to know what she was saying because she was just
yeah, I want to know that as well.
because I had subtitles on because for whatever reason Kimiko's subtitles were in German.
Yeah, so are mine.
Yeah, on Amazon. I was just like, why are they on German? So I turned on English translation for subtitles so I could actually hear what the fuck Kimiko was saying. And then when it came up on to Stormfront speaking German, it was just like speaking German. I was just like, what the fuck are the point of subtitles if you're not gonna fucking translate shit?
I think the point is that you don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe like a German prayer or something.
I'm sure someone will translate it and then we'll find out. If someone knows in the comments, please leave it.
I would love to.
I can't be asked to Google. Why would I Google? So I can get
That's what I have you for.
I can get our fans to do it. Oh wait,
Exactly.
that's highly our sometimes watching listeners maybe. You know, you guys, you lovely feelers, you podlings, you podophiles, you pintos, you pandas.
Podophiles. Don't say podophiles.
Oh, we can't steal podophiles, so that one's already exists. That's
It
Cyanide.
sounds really bad.
Well, who do you think does it? I know who does it. Cyanide and Happiness.
Jimmy Savile?
No, Cyanide and Happiness.
Oh, right, that makes sense.
Cyanide and Happiness is a podcast, and they have podophiles.
Podophile. Of course they
Yeah,
do.
that's great. I love fucking Cyanide and Happiness. Let's keep going through our list of stuff.
The helicopter crash as well,
Yeah,
when
helicopter.
Kimiko's brother gets the anchor, just throws it at the helicopter.
Yeah, Huey tries to save them, but they go nah, and then you get the boat hitting the whale.
Those are brilliant.
That's
Then that's when after that,
That's leading back. That yeah, we skipped a lot. Then we go into fucking the tunnel where Homelander gets crushed by cars, and then you get Kimiko's brothers fighting Kimiko and her brother fighting Stormfront, and then you get the fucking Kimiko's brother gets snapped his neck by Stormfront, and
Yeah.
does she call him a yellow bastard?
yeah, I think she does actually. Yeah,
Yeah, and that's the sort of first hint that you get that she's a racist.
yeah. I mean, like, it's also mental. Like, I didn't think she was that bad until she started killing everyone in that apartment building.
Yeah, that exploding every room and everything, and there's just the blowing up of the buildings. And it's just fucking what the fuck is Kid? Oh, Kid Freaks Out is the fucking
Yeah, Ryan.
got on
Yeah,
notes.
he had a freak out at when everyone around him.
When Homelander takes him away from the mum.
Yeah.
That was
Freaked out.
fucking.
Oh my god.
That was like, oh my god! I knew it was gonna happen, but I was just like, how is it gonna happen? How is Homelander gonna get the kid? Because it was like Homelander's like, oh yeah, maybe I won't take the kid away. He needs his mother, and then it's just like the next scene. It's just like, well, bye, and they just take the kid, and it's just like, no, what? No, please, no.
And then there's also the laser tit scene.
Yep. Oh, that's fucking hell. That was a weird scene.
It's like
It's
"Laser
so
my tits."
there's so much weird sex in this thing because they've got the when what's the guy with the torch
Lamplighter.
lamplighter went, oh, that fucking confused the shit out. I was like, why is this dude? Because he's the guy from X-Men, Iceman, and it's just like that's got to be a deliberate thing, right? That
I don't know. Get it?
because he's got ice-based powers in X-Men, and then they cast the same dude to have fire powers. And there's already a character in X-Men who has fire powers. And it's just like,
I don't know. Could be.
I'm just like, that's got to be deliberate, right? They've got to have deliberately cut. He's a great actor, though, in those scenes. Because
Yeah, he's
he
great.
killed kids and you feel sorry for him.
You do. Well,
It's
because
so-
he didn't mean to do it.
Well, he's a terrible person. Because he was going to kill the director who's Billy Butcher's friend, that woman.
Well, to be fair,
Marion.
they were blackmailing him.
Yeah. Yeah, that,
So, you know, I can't say
I
like,
love
oh,
that
they're
entire
terrible.
episode. Just getting the backstory on
Oh, it's
Frenchie
so
and the fact that his friend died and that's why the kids died.
Well, the friend didn't die.
He was trying to.
die.
He had to save the friend, and then the friend stopped talking. He did. The friend did die like a month later,
Yeah, he's like, oh, I saved him, but then he died afterwards.
and then you
It's
find,
it's even worse.
yeah, because then nothing happened, and it's like because he had to leave to go back, and they said that we don't want to see you ever again if you leave because we want to because he's just come out of being a drug overdose, and he's just like, I need to be here to stick with my friends, but he can't because he's got to go back, and then the kid still died, but his friends don't want to talk to him, and then
Really sad.
yeah, it's like Frenchie's got fucking baggage, and that's the spark that gets Kimiko to start talking to him again, because
Yeah,
they didn't want. Oh, that kiss was weird.
Yeah. Well,
Are they
there's always
dating
been
now?
nothing on it.
Because at the end they're sort
I
of
think
dancing.
so, yeah. Because
Uh,
they're holding hands, weren't they, or something?
well, they danced a bit. They did a little spin.
I feel like they'll be together now.
Yeah, I like it though.
It's a good
It's a
relationship.
bit weird. It's a weird power dynamic. 'Cause-
Yeah. Oh, there's so many scenes in this TV show. It's mad,
Yep.
isn't it? The guy shooting the cashier assistant.
Oh yeah, that I was like, that's building to something because it was just like all of this Stormfront propaganda bullshit, and it's just building and building, and it's just day-to-day monotony, and it's just
The thing
like,
is, how cool would that have been if it wasn't the isolated incident and it was actually like hundreds of people across America all did the exact same thing?
I don't know. I don't know how you do that if it was at the exact same time. I guess
Well,
if
not
it-
exactly, not the exact same time, but you know what I mean, like
Oh, it was
it's
just
similar
like a bunch
progression.
of stuff happened. Yeah, like all
like
in a row.
radicalization of just random people.
Well, that's what she
rallies and
wants.
stuff.
So this probably
Yeah.
could have. If I'm sure, maybe next season you might get that where it continues to build and build. Because now that she's not dead but crippled and everything, like not perfect anymore. That was a weird thing.
But surely she can like heal herself because when she had laser tits, like she was normal afterwards.
Yeah. I'm sure she'll come back, but I was just. It's Black Noir didn't die, right? Because he just
No, he was a vegetable though.
Yeah. Well, according to Homelander, he probably wasn't a vegetable, but just not conscious at that time.
No, he'd probably be fine afterwards.
Mm,
And the fact that Black Noir is allergic to nuts.
yeah.
That was just a week. Yeah.
That's the one thing that can kill him is nuts. That's funny though. I love that. That was just like it was just like so because he's such a badass character. He takes like fucking 7 landmines in the house when he's trying to break into Billy Butcher's aunt's house or whatever it is, and it's just like landmine after landmine after landmine, and then it's just like, well, he dies by nuts.
Well, talk about Billy Butcher's family. We got to his dad as well.
Yep. Oh, that's great though, because I think it's his dad in Lord of the Rings. It's the
Wait,
same.
is Billy Butcher in Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
I
Carl Urban is in Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
Well, that's
You
my,
haven't watched them. This is the fucking thing. You haven't watched fucking Lord of the Rings. You're like one of the only. You only recently watched Star Wars. I don't know how you've lived in the world. I don't know how I agreed to let you come on this podcast as a pop culture, like news, media, and things podcast. I don't know how I've somehow brought in the one person in the world who hasn't seen anything pop culture related. How long did it take you to watch all of the Marvel movies?
No, I watched this pretty straight away.
Fucking hell. And how
long... the first one I watched was Iron Man.
That makes sense, because that's the first movie.
Then the next one I saw was Avengers.
That doesn't make sense, because that's fine, because I only got into Marvel around Age of Ultron. I was already I was a big fan of fucking Iron Man, because I used to, whenever it came on channel, Film 4? It used to play, like, because I never watched any of the Marvel movies in cinemas until Iron Man 3. After the Avengers happened. I
think the first one I saw was Age of Ultron.
The first one I saw in cinemas was Iron Man 3, but I'd watched all of them on DVD or TV, because I watched Iron Man 1 and 2 whenever they came on television, because that was just, because they always came on around 9, and I was too young to watch them. Because they were too late in the day, and it was I was around 10 or 11, and I had a bedtime of like 9, so I couldn't watch them. So I always got my mum to record them, and I always remember just going up into my mum, because my mum's recorder was upstairs, and I always just remember going into my mum's bedroom, playing it, and just sitting on the bed and just watching those movies. And that was just my first like love of movies. It was just watching Iron Man and just skipping through all the ads, pressing play, bam, here it is, watch Iron Man. 15 minutes later, skip all the ads, fucking watch Iron Man, skip all the ads, watch Iron Man, skip all the ads, watch Iron Man. And it was just like, that was the beginning of my love affair of Iron Man. And I was just like, this dude is so fucking cool.
Yeah, it's kind of similar. I think I watched Film 4 as well.
Yeah, because I was, because it came out in 2008, I would have been 10 at the time. And I remember it normally took around like a year or 2 years for it to come out on TV. And so I would have been around 11 or 12 when I first saw it. And that would have been around the time the Avengers came out. And I didn't watch the Avengers in cinemas. And then I watched all of I watched Captain America 4. I think I watched it all out of order. And then I was just like, this is something I want to invest in. And then I started watching them in the cinemas day of, or a couple days later. And I've watched every Marvel movie in cinemas since Iron Man 3.
I'm trying to think what films I've seen in cinemas. The first one I saw was Age of Ultron in cinema.
My Age of Ultron experience was great, because I went and no one else was in there. I was in an empty cinema, and I watched Age of Ultron on my own, and it was the best fucking film experience I've ever had, because I just sat in the middle of the cinema with a screen to myself, feet up on the other chairs because no one else was in front of me, and it was just dead silent with the film playing. And that is one of my favorite films of all time, because I think in terms of Marvel movies, it sits around number 2. Like, my number 1 is always Iron Man. My number 2, 3, 4, and 5 always is like switching, because it just depends on what mood I'm in. Because like Civil War, Age of Ultron, Endgame, Spider-Man, Homecoming, Iron Man 3, all of that sort of stuff, Civil War, all of these movies, anything with Iron Man, basically.
I haven't actually seen that many of Marvel films in cinema. I saw Age of Ultron, Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 3, Volume 2.
1 and 2. 3's coming out.
It's been delayed again. Thor Ragnarok.
Yep.
Then Black Panther, Infinity War. Rest in peace. Captain Marvel, Endgame, and Homecoming. Those are the only ones in the cinema.
Yeah. Well, I don't blame you. It took a long time. I got on it quite late from when they initially started, because it took about 5 2008, 5 years before I started seeing them in cinemas, because around 2013, 2008 to 2013. So yeah, Iron Man 3 was 2013, and then so I was 5 years late anyway. I'd already missed the Avengers. I never watched Avengers in cinemas, and I probably think that's one of the reasons I don't love that movie that much, because I'm just like, I had it spoiled for me in school when I was at school and everything, and it came out and everyone went to go see it, and I couldn't go, so I just missed it. And then everyone started talking about it at school, built it up, and had this hype, and I didn't have the hype anymore. When I watched it in a dark room on about the same TV that I have now. Oh no, I watched it on a laptop actually, because I had to pirate it. I was a bad boy because I couldn't get a DVD, so I was just like, my friend showed me this pirating thing, and I was just like, ooh, this is great. I don't have to pay for this. And now I'm a good boy who pays for every fucking streaming service in existence.
Yeah, same.
But yeah,
I was quite lucky with Avengers. I never got spoiled, and I did see Iron Man, but my love of superheroes came in with the first Avengers film.
well, I didn't even realize, because I watched the going back to superheroes and stuff, where it was like, because this is a superhero show, we can talk about superheroes and stuff.
Yeah, it's fine. It's
no one cares. This podcast is shit. There's no format.
Great.
We try and put a format in, but there's no format.
It's just got sidetracked, don't we?
Yeah. We'll go back to the boys in a minute. But when I watched The Dark Knight, I didn't realize there was Batman Begins. I only thought it started at The Dark Knight Rises.
Completely same.
I thought it started at The Dark Knight and then The Dark Knight Rises. I didn't realize there was a Batman Begins, because it came out in 2005. I was 7.
When was Dark Knight? 2008.
2008, same year as Iron Man.
I'm pretty sure I found out about Batman Begins in 2015.
Yeah, I found out once The Dark Knight Rises came out. I didn't realize, because I was 7, and I didn't start getting into film, like properly getting into the cinema until like 2016, because since 2016, like that was the big year of movies where I started watching everything that I wanted to watch coming out. So I watched like a bunch of movies in 2016, and then since 2017, I've kept a track of every movie that I've watched in cinemas, or like every movie that I've watched in that current year. And I watched from 2017 to 2019 100 movies.
My God.
Yeah.
Mental.
That's one of the reasons why, because in the UK we have Cineworld, which does a unlimited card, so you can watch unlimited movies for about $18.50 a month. But right. I didn't get that until 2019.
So wait, you paid all that money?
All that money.
Oh my goodness me!
From 2019, we don't have a Cineworld where I live, but I started working somewhere where there was a Cineworld.
Right.
So basically, I was paying at an Empire Cinema, which is where I live. For anyone who wants to track me down, find and geolocate every Empire Cinema in the UK, and then try and figure out where the fuck I live if you want. If you're that weird and you really want to find out, just go to every Empire Cinema, and I live near one of those.
And then just park out his house with a white van and just get photos and just send it to him.
Yeah. But yeah, I went and saw from 2017 to 2018. I think I saw around, I think it was 26 movies in 2018. Hang on, I have a list somewhere, because I keep track of all the movies that I saw in cinemas somewhere on my phone. My phone is used for the webcam. Give me a second. I saw in 2017 22 movies. In 2018 I saw 57 minus 22 or 33 films.
That's too many.
And then I saw 100 minus... Hang on, let me calculate this shit, because I saw way too many movies. Calculator. Right, so we saw 100 minus 57. I don't know why I'm using a calculator for this. 53 films in 2019, right? No, yeah. No, that's way too many. Hang on, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, each adding. Okay.
hang on. Let me just do this. Hang on. I saw 22. So let me check. 22.
It's riveting content right now.
Yeah, it's delightful.
Absolutely brilliant.
22.
You're doing well.
So we got 22. So let's do this. Let's just do this. Hang on. 100 minus 22. So that's 50.
100 minus 22 is 78.
Yep, 78. And then we minus.
How much?
50. No, that's not right. Why am I?
78 minus
Why
what?
am I so bad at maths? 57.
Just tell me what number to minus. I'll do it for you.
20. No, 20. 58. How the fuck? I don't think I've watched 58 movies in 20.
Maybe you did.
No, okay, 50. Okay, no, okay, I'm doing this. I'm doing this
You're
wrong.
so well.
It's too late in the day. Hang on.
Do it the day. It's due tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay, minus 58. 42 movies in 2018. There we go. I'm doing the wrong.
Yeah.
Fuck. 42
We've
movies.
now given the number that everyone wants to know.
22. Let me just 20. Yeah, 21. 22 movies. I think. Fuck this. I can't be asked. I saw a lot of movies. I saw a lot of movies. Is the base point that I said.
Let's get back onto the boys.
Yes, let's do that because
We haven't even talked about the funeral of Translucent yet.
Nope, that I didn't know Starlight could sing.
No, no, did I? But I love that they just keep bringing up their song and she hates it. Like the whole whole series.
That's great.
It even ends on, I think it ends on episode 7 or something.
Oh, does it? I didn't even realize.
Yeah, it's like it's one of the credit songs.
Oh, is it? Fuck.
Yeah.
I didn't tend to watch the credits.
I think it's episode 7.
I'm really glad the show doesn't have end credits because I kind of skipped all the credits when they because I watched it on Amazon when it comes up, and Amazon just skips to the next episode if it's there. But I was watching it week to week, so I was just cutting out as soon as it was happening. So I was just like, oh, this is cool.
Oh, so you're right. Bye.
Let's have a look through our notes just so we can keep.
There's so many.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Butcher punching Huey in the face.
Yep, that happened.
He punched Huey because Huey was like, "Oh yeah, you can't go back to your wife." This is more
I
important.
liked the analogy of the canary.
Yeah, it's like Huey's Butcher's canary.
We find out that. Did we find out in season 1 that Butcher had a brother?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because that was a thing. Because apparently Huey looks like his brother, Lenny.
Yeah, Lenny.
Yeah. And then his dad comes in and starts saying that the reason why Lenny was dead is because he wasn't as strong as Butcher, and the reason why Butcher is great is because he was strong and is how he is because his dad taught him, and that's why he hates his dad, because his dad basically got Lenny killed, basically, I think.
Yeah,
from
horrible man.
Yeah. Butcher meeting Becca, that happened. That just came out of nowhere. It was like this big compound thing, and Butcher just manages to get in by climbing over the fence, and then no one notices him.
Yeah, apart from Black Noir. I can't say his name. I can't say that word.
Yeah, because he even fucking flips off the camera. No one fucking thinks, oh, there's a dude in this.
Like, we don't really care.
That's the thing. Vought seems to have the worst fucking security, because Lamplighter and Huey just go in through a vent, and then his fucking fingerprints are still on the system. Like, how fucking...
Because Lamplighter was actually working for Vought still.
Yeah, but he wasn't at the time. I guess he was working at the thing, but I guess that's off the record. So I guess they still technically need his... Because I guess they'd need it in the system so that when he goes to the Abbey Grove thing, or whatever it's called.
Sage Grove.
There we go. Abbey Grove.
It's Sage Grove.
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to remember why I'm fucking thinking of Abbey Grove. Is that something?
Is that a name?
People in the comments, leave it. If that's a fucking thing, please tell me.
Probably a name of one of your friends in school or something.
Why would no? I don't have friends at school. I'm a fucking podcaster. We don't have friends. Oh, the porn parodies were great. That was just fun. That was a weird.
That was so weird.
Oh, the fucking
they had, like,
the whole cucking conversation was just
yeah,
great.
it's like all analogies about
Do you want to be the person who's cucked, or do you want to be the guy fucking the cucked guy's wife?
Yeah.
That was just great.
Things even better. The fact it was It was all the Seven related.
Yeah, it was. I was when he started talking. When Homelander started talking to the kid about movies, I was just like, don't. You're not going to show the kid the porn ones, right? Because that seems like something he would do.
Well, no, because he's not in the porn ones, is he?
There is a Homelander one, I'm pretty sure.
No, but it's a guy that looks like him. It's not actually
Yeah,
him.
but so's the movies.
No,
Or-
the movies is him.
Oh,
That's the whole idea of the superheroes. The superheroes actually play it in the movies. It's
oh
just
yeah,
that
because
that one scene is a double because it's just back of his head.
yeah, and also there's the whole woman parody of the Marvel scene in Endgame.
Yeah,
where
girls
it's
get
like,
it done.
Girls get it done, and then it's that was so good in the fucking final episode where they just beat the shit out of Stormfront. That was so great. That was so satisfying. And then Kimiko gets her neck snapped, and then just comes back, and it's just like, what? Okay, fine.
And
Fucking
Kimiko
beat the
actually
shit out.
died.
No. I think she might have just been unconscious, because that's the same way her brother goes. Just snaps the neck. So
Yeah,
maybe her
but
brother wasn't.
it's right.
Well, she's got different powers, so I mean,
Yeah,
because she comes back. So
yeah, because even in the first season, Black Noir slices right down her center of her chest.
yeah. I forgot
They're
about that.
everywhere, and then like we think she's dead, and she come back to life again.
Yeah, so I guess she's kind of got a massive healing factor.
She can't die.
I'm sure they'll find a way to kill her if they need to, but she's great. Fucking great.
A-Train got sacked.
Yep, that. And then he goes to the church, and
Yeah,
then
but
then it's revealed that he bullied the Deep.
that was revealed last season. I'm pretty sure.
Was it?
I think so.
I remember he sort of had a because they kind of booted out the Deep last season, and then they just kind of sort of talked shit about him.
I think it was. I remember there being a scene last season about they're talking about they brought home an inflatable dolphin, put makeup on his face, and put
Oh,
put
that was
A-Train
one
put it
of
in
the
his
best scenes in the fucking first season, where the fucking dolphin just crashes through the window and it just splats on the floor, and he's just like, "Oh shit!"
bed. And see the end scene of him sat next to the dolphin.
Yeah, and it's just him
He's
crying.
looking so depressed and sad.
Yeah, I fucking hate that character, but he's so fucking stupid. I love it.
Oh.
Oh. But yeah, the whole Fresca thing is great. The only to anyone, I think the showrunner just basically said that the only reason they decided to put the Fresca thing in was because they just thought it was funny. There's no other reason. It just seems funny.
Yeah, because it implies that it's like
It's a cult.
drink, but
I thought it was just because it was a cult. I am surprised Fresca agreed to them letting them do that.
yeah.
Because at one point they go, "Fuck Fresca."
Uh,
The Deep just goes, "Fuck Fresca," so I'm just surprised that they. And also, it's such a, I guess like they've had. Fun thing about product placement though, if you want to spoil movies for yourself, apparently Apple will never let a bad guy use their product. So if you want to ever know if a person's a bad guy, check if they have an iPhone. That's just a fun fact that I learned recently.
yeah.
'Cause
I have heard about that before.
Because I learned that because of what's the fucking movie, Knives Out. Apparently Ryan Johnson, who directed that, was told by Apple that if you want to have one of the, like, Chris Evans couldn't have an iPhone because he's the bad guy.
Shut up, you idiot.
I'll cut it out. It's not a fucking...
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh right, yeah. You don't need to know. They reveal who it is at the beginning anyway, so
Did they?
yeah, it's a murder mystery where they reveal who does it in the beginning. So
Oh, that's fine then.
they're all bad guys. Like Chris Evans is just one of the bad guys. It's not a spoiler, Dan.
Okay, sorry then.
Anyone else listening, it is a spoiler.
It's like when Mike told me about Deadpool's girlfriend dying in Deadpool 2.
Oh, that's sad. Apparently, a lot of people were upset about that because that was apparently fridging. Do you know what
Is it?
fridging is?
Nah,
Basically,
nah.
Basically, in a comic book, they have a term called fridging, where it's basically a term called fridging because in a Green Lantern comic, Green Lantern's girlfriend is killed and shoved into a fridge, and that's his motivation for going off and doing a bunch of killing and stopping bad guys and stuff. But it was like the character's girlfriend was literally introduced just to die and then get shoved into a fridge to be motivation for Green Lantern to go off and do something. So the term fridging refers to if a character is introduced and then simultaneously killed off just to be motivation for the character to go and do something.
Wow.
I think it's just literally if it's a girlfriend or a woman, mainly because it's like a sexist thing, because it's just like the woman's only purpose is to fuck the dude, die, and be motivation for the dude to go off and do something else. But to combat that, Deadpool, they bring her back. So she ain't dead. So she'll have more to do in the next movie if Disney ever fucking agrees to sign Ryan Reynolds on, because apparently that's happening soon. And
there's
apparently,
rumored it's got a 10-movie contract.
Well, apparently he's getting the Robert Downey Jr. treatment.
Yeah, they said it's the longest ever contract of 10 movies.
Yeah, because they want to just shove him into everything.
Well, they could use him. I have heard rumors of them using Deadpool as a cameo instead of Stan Lee.
Yeah, I think I said that. I think he should just wear the Stan Lee getup. Like, Deadpool mask, just wig, glasses, mustache, and then just tries to do a Stan Lee impression. Just does what Stan Lee does, where he just in the background, but he's just wearing the Stan Lee stuff. Because you wouldn't need Ryan Reynolds, you just need the guy in the mask, and then maybe have Ryan Reynolds record one line of dialogue, and then you technically don't have to classify that, because I think cameos don't count for movies,
right?
So, because I know Chris Evans was technically scheduled for 6 movies. But then he has a cameo in For the Dark World, where Loki turns into him, and then So I don't think that counted toward his contract of movies that he appeared in.
I think cameos are sort of like, oh yeah, are you willing to do this?
Yeah, it's like Robert Downey Jr. turning up at the end of the Hulk.
Yeah.
No one ever watched that movie and found out, but
cameos are more like, oh, do you want to do this? Whereas contracts like, you must do this.
Yeah. Let's go back to the boys. We keep getting sidetracked, but it's fun to get sidetracked.
It makes it longer.
Yes, and we need this episode to be long because we didn't have anything to talk about. Jacking off in front of the moon? Homelander just randomly after his girlfriend dies and has his
He looks so bad in the head as well.
Yeah, he's slowly snapping. I'm guessing
he's gonna go on a killing spree next season.
Yeah, because he's going from basically the reason why he doesn't take the kid is because Maeve threatens him with the GoPro footage of the plane crash from season 1, and it's like, you might go and kill everyone, but no one will ever love you again, because his thing is all about being perceived as perfect and loved by everyone. And it's just like, because that's the reason he goes to Stormfront, is because his ratings go down when he accidentally kills that other terrorist, and kills the random civilian. And it's just like, his whole thing is about being perceived and loved by the public and wanting to be loved by someone, because he kills the one person who maybe loves him, sort of.
Season 1.
Yeah. That was brutal in season 1, where Billy Butcher's got her tied up to C4s and he just glazes her eyes out, and it's just like,
you see her head hollowed out.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
I'm glad they kind of pinned that on, because that does, because at the beginning they pin it all on Butcher because he blows up the house anyway. So if he'd left it, he probably wouldn't have been blamed.
No.
Which is quite funny, because if he just left it, it would have been like, this woman's eyes have been burnt out. Oh, who could have done that? Homelander. But why would Homelander? Oh, fuck, we haven't talked about Homelander deafening that blind guy.
That's so funny.
That's a fucking... Because that's a Daredevil piss take. That's the fucking greatest thing about it.
Oh, yeah, because Daredevil's blind, didn't he?
Yeah, blind and deaf, and he has enhanced senses of his ears. It's just like Homelander just claps his fucking ears and makes him bleed, and it's just like, fuck. There's so many...
Why would I want to cripple my team?
Yeah, there's so many great like weird superpowers, because there's the dude with the dick.
Yeah,
just the weird long grabby tentacle dick. And apparently when they're looking at the CCT cameras, when they're in the room, there's a scene where there's just this waving flailing thing grabbing people, and then the next scene is it's like they're in the room and they're building the bombs and stuff, and then that was funny when the bomb didn't go off. Like the thing that was meant to kill Stormfront just doesn't go off because
Yeah.
it was just like, oh yeah, Huey gets fucking. That was a weird scene where that one random inmate goes out, and then it's Starlight, Butcher, and Huey's in the car, and Starlight and Butcher are outside the car, and they're like, what you doing there, mate? And then he just blows up and fucking crashes the truck, and then they have to get Huey to the hospital.
Yeah.
That was a bit weird because then Huey just gets stabbed. Starlight kills the dude because he's got a gun and needs to save Huey.
No, Starlight doesn't kill him.
Does she?
No, Butcher kills him.
Does he?
Yeah. Butcher shoots him.
No, because she smashes him against the car.
No, that's the next guy.
Oh, yeah. Butcher kills that guy. I meant the other guy, the guy with the gun.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she kills that guy.
And then you can see in the head that she's like, what have I done?
Well, no, because she sees the kid seat.
Yeah, and she goes, oh no, he had a kid.
But then she doesn't care later because she's like, the world's shit and I need to just go with what I need to do. She's fucking interesting. But yeah, so yeah, that was the one thing I thought was a bit weird because then the next, because that's the one thing I found about this show is a bit weird because it just cuts like episode to episode. They cut out like a lot of the stuff between episodes. That's because I thought they're a bit too. There's not enough episodes because I think you could feel because the thing about like the one thing I complained about with Netflix's like Daredevil and Jessica Jones is they were 13 episodes and they were just filler for a lot of them. But I feel like with this show, there's no filler, but they should have the filler. I want the filler.
With, like 10 shows maybe.
Yeah, 10 shows would be good. I think 10 just so you get the little filler where they can flesh it out a bit more because they dart around quite a bit. There's a lot in this show. Like,
yeah, I mean, think about Billy Butcher. He goes across another state and then comes back again. The same episode.
Yeah, because he's reintroduced in episode 1. Then you get him finding he's dropped off outside the restaurant thing, grabs the crayons and writes down where all the details that he remembers about where he was when he saw Homelander and the kid and his wife, and then he comes back, gets involved in all of that. Then he goes to find his wife once Mallory finds out where she is. Then he just gets into the compound, finds her, then has to leave, then goes to his aunt's, gets his aunt, then they find him, then they bring him back, then his wife just gets out. That was something I found. She just gets out.
Yeah, she's got out.
Yeah, it seems not very difficult.
Well, she was getting hunted by guards.
Yeah, but I want to see like her stabber dude to get out because she pulls out the knife
that'd be cool.
and then she stabs Stormfront in the eye. But that's the Chekhov's gun because do you know Chekhov's gun?
No.
Basically, Chekhov's gun is if you show something at the beginning of the movie, like a gun, that gun has to be fired by the end of the movie. Otherwise, it's not satisfying, and you don't need to have it in the film.
Huh?
It's like it's a written rule it's not a written rule. Well, it is a written rule, but it's a rule in cinema that if anything that you show has to either happen or be used by the end of the film, otherwise it doesn't need to be in the film. Because why is it there, basically? Why does the audience need to see this thing if it's not going to pay off later? Which is why Suicide Squad is such a bad movie, because so many things are set up and never paid off.
Yeah.
In Suicide Squad. And it's the same sort of thing with Batman v Superman. And it's why I hate Alita Battle Angel and all of that bollocks.
You love Alita Battle Angel.
I fucking hate that movie. It's garbage. Like, it's so bad. And one day we'll get into it. One day I will... Because I have a document of 5 pages with everything I hate about that movie. And one day, we will talk about why I hate that movie, and I will point out every fucking... Because I went and saw that movie twice. I went and saw it once and hated it, and then I went back and I wrote notes. The scribblings of a madman. And I was in a pitch black cinema, and I had a notebook and I had a pen, and I wrote them all down. And then I copied all of that shit onto a Google Doc. So
You're completely nuts.
Yep, and I hate that movie. Oh, the courtroom scene. We haven't talked about the courtroom scene.
I know, I was about to talk about it. I was trying to segue onto it.
I just saw that.
That was absolutely insane. That scene. Like
Yeah, because you get
going
the
into the
hint of,
courtroom, like
'cause
everything is like Bort's gonna get nailed to the ground. They got this guy. He's gonna,
you got the
you know,
dude who created Homelander
yeah. He's
finally
like,
come
all
out
gonna
and
go
put a
well.
stop to Homelander.
And then everyone's heads blow up.
Yep. But that's the one thing I wanted to talk to you about, because you know the first lady who dies, the CIA operative lady who they go to give the information about. Does that mean that senator lady was there to do that?
I think she's working for Vought.
I don't know if I didn't think about if she's working for Vought, because she's trying to take Vought down.
I think she's working for Vought. Why would she sabotage that trial?
Because she wanted to get the power to get into the office. Because she then immediately gets pushed up into power to have because she wants to stop Vought. So she wants the power to stop Vought. So
but then the church offered to give her intel if you just expose her tax. So if she really wanted to nail Vought, she could have done that.
I guess, yeah, that's true. Maybe she is. Maybe we'll find out in season 3. That is a good point.
Yeah.
But
and she didn't kill Homelander.
I don't know if she could kill Homelander.
Or Queen Maeve, or she killed.
She killed the A-Train replacement.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I guess you're right. She could be. I didn't think about that, to be honest. That does actually make a bit more sense. But why would that's the one thing I don't understand. Why would she be there unless Vought told her to be there because they were tracking them? That does make sense. Maybe you're right.
Because why would she kill the CIA lady? Because right before she says it, right before she gets killed, she said, "Oh, that makes sense. It's an inside job. It's a cover-up."
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. You're making me.
Maybe she figured out that she was doing for Vought.
Maybe, yeah. That would. But then why would she be going up? Maybe. Oh yeah, because the guy at Vought says that they thrive off controversy. So if there's a controversy with her trying to take down Vought, they'll still be able to sell stuff, even if because they'll be on the other side. They'll be getting the money from the other side, basically. That's one thing I did like about this show. It does show the dark side of like companies owning everything, because it's like, well, we thrive off the controversy. So even if we don't like, even if you hate Captain Marvel, for instance, we're still gonna sell that controversy and make you out to be the bad guy. And if you don't like it, you're bad. If you do like it, you're good. That sort of controversy where it's like, it may not be the worst film in the world. Like, it's a pretty average film, Captain Marvel. I enjoyed it quite a bit. But it's not the best Marvel movie. But if you don't like it, you're a sexist. But if you do like it, you're good. That sort of controversy where they're trying to push it as this sort of propaganda thing, and then they still make money regardless of whether or not it's success. And if they don't make it a success, they can sort of just turn it around and say, you're the bad person for not watching this sort of thing. So people go and see it because they don't want to be the bad person.
Yeah.
That's sort of darker side, and the whole...
It's very good. I love a lot of the sort of underside stories.
Yeah.
Like the show, like had like the sexism, the racism. They got that now.
Yeah. The fact that A-Train gives the documents because he's like, fuck that Nazi piece of shit. And it's just like, yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah. Because she just hates him for no reason. Because there's all the interaction.
He said she's the one who got rid of A-Train.
Well, she's one of the reasons, because she's sort of blocking it. Because they would bring him back, but she's blocking it because they don't want to piss off her. And
she don't like it because he's black.
Yeah. And that was... So it was just like, well, if I get rid of Stormfront, then I could get back into the 7 and fuck over the Deep, because 2 is weakness.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's everything we've... There may be other things we've missed.
Well, Queen Maeve being gay.
Yep, that the propaganda built around that was interesting. Like, this is not how you I found it funny because I saw online there were people going, "Oh, this is great. This is how we should market people, like gay people." And it's like, no, the show is literally telling you not to market them this way.
Yeah, because they hate it.
Yeah, they're human beings. My God, you don't need to fucking... Like, it's the weird dark side, like I was saying, about, like, the monetization of, like, being gay, and how it's, like, you can monetize this thing, but it shouldn't be monetized. It should just be a normal thing. And it's just like, ugh. But yeah, I'm trying to look. I'm looking through our notes, and I'm thinking that's about all there is, really, right?
Covered everything.
Can
Yeah.
you think of anything else?
No, that was it. Just well, I just said that the reveal at the end was mad.
Yeah, the senator lady thing again. I
Yeah.
was just like, oh right, yeah, because yeah, because they had the other head crushy lady. Maybe that's her sister.
Maybe could be related.
Yeah.
Well, no, they injected the other one as an adult, didn't they? That was the whole point. That's the whole point of the
Yeah.
Sage Growth Center. They inject
Or maybe
the compound V
maybe
as
she
adults.
had a younger sister who just got
Maybe.
taken away, and then they. Yeah, I guess. Well, I'm sure that when season 3, because season 3 has already been greenlit, so we just got to wait for them to film it now. And then,
Yep.
I imagine maybe next year, if the world isn't falling apart still.
Maybe
They'll-
next year in December time.
Yeah, maybe. But
I don't know when season 1 was released last year.
around the same time last year? No, it was a little earlier. It was around July, I think, last time. Let me release
I think it'd been more like May.
release date of
Oh
release date of PS5. No, that's
no, it
November
would have been.
19th.
No, I think it was
I
about the
know.
same time. I think by
Release
September.
date of The Boys season 1. July 26th, 2019 was the
Right.
first episode of The Boys. And then like 8 weeks ago from the 10th of the 10th, basically.
Yeah.
Was the first. I can't be asked to work out when it started in.
So I feel like it might not be next year, but maybe like January the year after.
Yeah, if filming and stuff is all
Well,
around the world. So
I imagine it's already gone to pre-production.
oh yeah, I'm sure they've already written for it.
So if it's already gone to pre-production and they're already sort of because they can do a lot of stuff conference calls, they don't have to do a lot of it recording.
Yeah. Well, really? Why would they do conference calls?
No, for like script,
Oh yeah,
Reading.
yeah. I'm sure they're already writing it and stuff. Cause
so they can do a lot of stuff before recording it, basically.
oh yeah, the Homelander choking Starlight. I don't know if we talked about that.
I
in
wouldn't
the
talk about
elevator. No, that was intense. I really thought he was gonna just kill her.
that. I thought
Because I was
Thing
like, I wouldn't put it past the show just to straight up kill her because he knows that she's the person who let for Compound V go.
after Game of Thrones, I've learnt that you can't expect anything.
I never got into Game of Thrones, so
Well,
I
what
don't know
about-
your disappointment.
Well, in the actually the first season, where focuses all on Ned Stark, like being the main character, and he just dies.
Mm.
I'm
Oh,
like,
what
what?
you're saying that you shouldn't expect characters to just live.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. Nah, I get that. Oh yeah, we didn't talk about fucking Lamplighter just straight up murdering himself.
Oh yeah, it's like I want they go to my statue. Oh, I wanted to do it about my statue, and just sets it on fire.
Yeah, I was really disappointed because I really wanted that character to stick around.
And then you see Huey cut off his hand as well.
Yeah, that was great. It was just like, oh, I have a hand now because I need to get out of this building. Ah, shit. Right. Okay, that's enough. We've covered The Boys. We've talked about it long enough. We've had some interjections here and there with some other stuff, other topics. I hope you enjoyed that. Let's go on to the weird and wonderful world.
This
Dan-
used to be a weird, wacky, wonderful world.
Yeah, but you only put weird and wonderful.
Well, it was late.
So that's your fault. I blame you for that. Let's just redo that. The
Alright.
weird, wonderful, wacky world. Dan, what are your topics?
So the first one I figured was you can pay to live under a rock during the White House election.
Fun.
If you
What
want
kind
to
of
live
rock? Is it a big rock or a little rock?
I don't know, but that's just what it says. It says a company is offering voters the chance to escape and live under a rock. For
Do
the
you
week
get to
of the
wear a
White House election.
starfish costume? So you're Patrick from SpongeBob?
Hotels.com said the opportunity is perfect for those who are expecting
Hotels.com?
those who are expecting election stress disorder.
I think Hotel.com's just gone mad. They've had to shuttle their hotels, so they've just started finding boulders and going, these are our new hotels. We got to charge people for this.
Because who else knows what 2020 has in store for us?
True. the whole election thing is just mad because the Donald Trump's got COVID. Joe Biden's selling fly swatters because Mike Pence had a fly land on his head.
Well, talk about the fly. The next headline was the fly is the winner of the U.S. vice presidential debate.
True. That's the only thing people seem to be talking about. And that's a really depressing thing because this is one of the most important elections of the entire, year and of the future. Because I'm not gonna fucking say that Donald Trump should be president for another 4 more years. He's done a shit job. You can't deny it, really.
They're both bad things.
Oh yeah, they're both terrible. That's the same fucking thing with Hillary and Donald Trump.
I think it's worse.
I don't know. I don't.
Hillary Clinton was just a bit of a wet wash. She was just there.
Well, she'd been in politics for fucking however many years she'd been in. Donald Trump never been in politics. This is Donald Trump's only time in politics. Joe Biden, I don't follow the American elections that much, but at least seems somewhat because he was Obama's dude, right?
Maybe.
I think he was Obama's vice president, so he at least has some idea of what's going on, and isn't a complete racist and homophobic and idiot.
Right, let's not go into politics.
Moving on. What's your next one?
The next headline was that the sex shop is giving away toys to make America orgasm again.
Wonderful. It's a shame we don't live in America, Dan.
Yeah, I know. I could do.
Sadly, the British boys need to go to America to make America British again.
It's only offering female customers free red, white, and blue vibrators.
God damn it! I would have loved
if they pledge to vote in the upcoming White House election.
Oh, there was a strip club offering they did a video. I can't remember what it was, but it was it's someone from the internet. Google it. There was a strip club and they had a video, and it was if you vote for, I think, Biden. I can't remember who they were saying, but it was a bunch of mixed race or mixed other raced people. That sounds racist to fuck, but it isn't meant to be. Group of ladies, and they were just shaking their asses and twerking and stripping and whatnot. And I didn't watch it because it was censored on the show that I learned about it. But that's a similar thing.
Okay.
It's so fucking late. It's now 11:33.
And the final one was they've now released a Donald Trump survived COVID coin.
Wonderful.
It's gone on for sale.
How much is it? How much is its value?
It doesn't say.
Is it?
But the
is
coin...
it a 50p coin or whatever the American?
Well, it's American, but it doesn't say. But it says it's a commercial. It might be just the ones that raw.
Is it one of those ones where you go to? Is it one of those ones where you go to a fairground and you get a penny and you put it in a penny machine and then you crank it and then it changes it into a commemorative?
I think it's just
do you know what I'm
in the
talking
UK,
about?
You do I know what you mean, but in the UK we do these Royal Mint coins. It's just a coin; it doesn't have any monetary value.
Oh, what the shitty commemorative ones where they just have it's a rare one and it goes into the public pool.
Yeah.
And then it does have value, but it's worth more than its actual value because it's a collector's item and people love collector's items. So it goes up by 200 quid.
Yeah. Available pre-order at the White House gift shop.
So wait, what's it called again? The Make a COVID Great what?
No, Donald Trump survived COVID coin.
Oh. Well, he hasn't yet. He only had it for a week.
No, he survived it. He's out of it.
No.
Cleared.
No, because it takes 2 weeks.
He's
still got it.
He claimed to be cleared.
Yeah, he claims, but the dude's a fucking liar.
He's no longer wearing a mask at all either.
He's not in one of the. Even if he is, he's claiming that he's cured, and he's been to one of the most expensive hospitals in the world, and he's got every
3 nights.
Yeah, and he's got every single drug on the world. He's one of the most likely people to be able to survive because he's got every fucking drug available to him, and he's got all the money that he can ever possibly want to pay for all those drugs. Or he doesn't even have to pay because he's the fucking president of the United States. And he's claiming, yes, I survived it. But he's coughing like a fucking muppet. Anyway.
I think we call it there.
I think we call it for today. That was a lot of fun. I hope everyone else who's watching has enjoyed. Do you have any plans for the week, Dan? Are you planning on watching anything? Are you planning on doing anything?
I might watch Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. Okay.
Finally.
You got a long. They're about 3 hours each, so you got about 9 hours of your day.
I might do hours at a time.
What we could do, Dan, is you watch the first one, and then we'll have a little segment next week where you tell us all about your things that you liked about it. And I'll slap you in the face a couple times going, why the fuck have you only now just watched it? But I think that's a good place to go. If you want to follow us, we don't have any social medias accounts yet. I have my personal one at Frankenstein. If you want to check out my YouTube gaming channel, it's Frankenstein Gaming. And that's about it. Dan, do you want to plug anything?
I have nothing to plug.
Wonderful.
Just love me.
Wait, what?
Just love me.
Okay, everyone type I love Dan in the chat and then refer to me and say Dan can suck a shirt. Suck a shirt?
Suck a shirt?
Suck a shirt. We'll print that on a shirt and sell it.
Dan can suck a shirt.
Dan can suck a shirt. Okay, lovely. Let's go. Peace out, y'all.
Bye-bye.